Hello, girls, guys, or otherwise. This is Rich with your Table Talk Thursday. I am filming this on Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday at quarter to 11 p.m. Um, so anyway, irrelevant. Today is Table Talk Thursday, and we are going to pull from our Table Topics Cube. As per usual, there will be a link in the description if you would like to get your own Table Topics Cube. They don't make this one with that specific company. However, you can get ones similar to this. And I think it's this side that we're pulling from. So let me go ahead and pull that. And let me just say, we have had some really good conversations the last couple weeks. If you're not watching Table Talk Thursdays, definitely watch them because we've been getting into um, some discussions that are uh, a little bit more sensitive here and there. As you probably saw it in the background, little Karen the cat is in the witchy room with us, as well as Jelly sitting right here. So say hi to them. And before I go any further, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's right over here. Hit that like button if you like these videos. And join me on Saturday for our Outer Temple of Witchcraft Chapter 2. Join me on Sunday for Part 6, I do believe, of the Witchcraft in the Bible series. Join me on Tuesday for the King of Swords. We're rounding out the swords. We're finishing them up. And we'll go on to the wands next. And join me on next Wednesday for Witchy Wednesday, where we are going through the crown chakra and finishing up that series. So anyway, without further ado, I got the card right here, and let's see. If you were asked to lie on a job recommendation for a friend, would you do it? Lie on a job recommendation. Okay. So basically it's asking if a friend asked you to, say how great they were and that they didn't get fired from a previous job or something like that. Would you do it? Am I right on this? This one's not such a hard one for me. Um, for the most part, people don't ask me for recommendations on job applications or on job recommendations for them. Um, I will say this. I have a very small circle of close friends that would actually ask me for recommendations for them. So yeah, I've never been in that situation, and it's kind of one of those things that I don't think I would. I would hope that I would not lie for a friend, um, especially whenever it's dependent on a job and whatnot that could very well be affected by something that would be asked of me. That would damage my credibility, and I think the friends that I do have would think more of me than to ask me to lie for them. Um, I don't really have a filter whenever it comes to truth versus lie. And this is something that I've noticed lately, that it is very hard for me to not tell the truth. Case in point, there are things going on at work that I'm not legally allowed to talk about right now. And let's see, probably as of next week, I can actually reveal that. But as of right now, I'm not at liberty to discuss it. So if somebody who were tenants, I work at a storage unit facility, if somebody were a tenant at the storage unit facility and were asking me about something that they think might be going on. It is going to be very difficult for me to not divulge that, because it's not something that's so serious that it would put people in danger. Now, this is completely separate and apart from my position in the military, where I have a secret security clearance, and there are obviously things I am not at liberty to discuss because that is the law. So it's separate and apart from that. Now, if somebody asks me, hey, how many aircraft are on this base? I would say, I don't know. And even if I did, I would not be allowed to discuss that. I would be very open and honest about, I'm not allowed to discuss that. That's it. But if it were something to do with work, none of my coworkers would be harmed by the information if it were to get out, and the company itself would not be in danger because of that information. So there's a difference there. And for me, it's a security risk for the nation versus risk to a company that really is not, in the grand scheme of things, a risk to the company. But because I am told not to divulge anything, I am not going to divulge anything. But it is difficult if somebody were to ask me point blank what's going on, that I would not be allowed to discuss it. And I would just simply have to say, well, I'll have to tell you later. I can't tell you right now. That type of thing. So I'm being cryptic, and I'm not trying to be, and I'm trying to give examples here, but I am just so bad at trying to tell a lie, on behalf, especially on behalf of somebody else. There have been some situations where, in my business, where, I buy something, for a steal, and I think, it's a steal, and I don't say anything because, for one, it's a shrewd business move, but for two, it's not because I'm trying to get over on a person, and I'm going to just use a real life example here. Okay, so one of our tenants was getting rid of stuff. He was looking to sell stuff out of his unit that he had from his mother's estate. His mother passed away. So he and his brother had this storage unit filled with their mother's belongings. And they had tulip chairs. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen them before, but tulip chairs are those really like funky 60s chairs. Let me see if I can pull those up here. Whoops, I'm sorry for bumping that. So anyway, tulip chairs. Okay, let's see if I can get a good picture of them. Okay, now let me window capture. Okay, and undo that. Whoops, hold on just a second. Gotta take off the crop. Remove that. Okay. So that is a tulip chair. Okay. Really funky, totally 60s, awesome. Love them. So if you have ever seen these, I know that they go for quite a bit. 60s, they're 50s, 60s style. And I know that they can go for quite a bit of money. I wasn't sure, and I wasn't looking up how much they go for, and I wasn't looking to sell them. But I knew in the back of my mind, I had the little pricklies going up saying, hey, these would be a great investment if, if you were able to buy them at a good price. I had him name his price. He asked me for $40 for 5 of them. I said, okay. I said, yeah, I'll do that, no problem. So we put them in the truck. I take them home, and I got them home, and even after I just put them in the truck and I was waiting to finish out the dam, I brought them up on YouTube, got the name off the bottom of them and whatnot. Looked them up. They sell for $250 a chair. Now, I wasn't going to tell him because, quite frankly, getting $1,250 worth of chairs for $40 is a damn score for me, for somebody who is a struggling business. For two, I was not planning on selling them. They are so cool. They are freaking kick-ass. They have paint flaking off of them and whatnot. They're fiberglass, so they have some issues with condition and whatnot. Nothing a coat of paint won't fix. But, I wasn't looking to sell them. But what I do is I usually, if I get something like that, it's something that I'm going to hold on to. And if I really need money, I'm going to sell those chairs. Selling those chairs might help pay for, oil for the winter or something like that, So I wasn't going to tell him. He named his price. He thought that was a good price. I agreed. That was a good price. Now, if he asked me, if I sold them, I said, oh no. And I would be completely honest that I didn't sell them. If he asked me how much they go for, I would be hesitant to actually tell him the honest truth of, hey, they go for a lot of money. And if he wanted to buy them back for, I would say, hey, if you want to buy them back, give me $50. That pays for, the gas to get them, back up here and whatnot, and for the gas to take them down and whatnot. I said, give me $50. It pays for the gas, and I'll just, I haven't made a profit on them. So, yeah, something like that I would be willing to do if he turned around, looked them up, and said, hey, you know what? I sold them way too low. I didn't know that they were worth that much. And if he asked me, hey, can you give me another $100 or something like that? I'd be like, sure. I would be honest with him about that. But I didn't go into that intentionally trying to deceive somebody. And I try to run my business that way as whenever I'm buying stuff, to not intentionally try to deceive somebody. I try to give people an honest price. And usually, whenever I give a price, I give about a third of the value as an offer. So, say if the little owl here costs $90, which is extremely expensive for him, but say little owl here costs $90, I would offer him 30. And I tell him, if I'm expecting to get $90 out of him, I need $30 to cover the cost that I already put out. $30 is my profit, or is my my storage, my labor, my fees and whatnot that I pay through eBay and whatnot. If I get a space out at the flea market, it helps pay for that. And the other $30 is my profit. And if somebody wants a deal, I can come down to $60 and still at least break even. So I usually give them about a third of the offer. Some people work with the 50% rule, and they'll offer $45. If they get a better deal, I'm more than happy with them getting a little bit extra money and me losing out on the item. It's okay with me. It's just the way that I try to run my business, and I try to be as honest with the people as possible. If I look something up and it's a $90 owl, I will tell them it usually sells for $90. I don't play the Pawn Stars game of, well, he has a little wrinkly horn here. Um, that takes the value down a little. He has a hair there. That takes the value down just a little bit. I'm not going to play the Pawn Stars game like that. I'm going to tell him, I definitely see between $60 and $90 here. I can offer you at most 30. And if you like that, fantastic. If you don't, then I'm sorry, we don't have a deal. Shop around, see if you can get more money. I'm all for it. Or sell it yourself. And if you want to do commission, it's 30%. That's what I usually charge for commissions. So I try to be as honest and upfront with people as possible whenever I'm dealing in business. So I think my friends who are asking me about a job recommendation would know me well enough to know that, especially if they're asking me to, vouch for them for a job, I think they know me well enough to know that I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to put my reputation and my integrity at stake for them to have a job, which if they can't get it on the merits, or if they have something in their past that would deem them not to be able to get the job, then they don't deserve that job, that type of thing. Usually the things that will prevent you from getting a job, those are things that they're going to find out anyway, and they're going to fire you for falsifying your application and whatnot, or applying under false pretenses, which is a way that, certain career fields and whatnot can get rid of people if they find out that you lied. So, yeah, I don't think I would lie. I would hope I wouldn't lie and put my integrity at risk. Maybe that makes me a non-loyal friend. But I think my friends know me better than to ask me to put my integrity at stake and to put my honest opinions or the facts at risk. I think they think more of me than that. So I don't think they would ask me, and I would hope I wouldn't do it. So, yeah, I think that's all that I have for that. What's your answer? Would you lie? How was it phrased here? Would you? Oh, geez. If you were asked to lie on a job recommendation for a friend, would you do it? Would that be something that you would do? Let me know by leaving a comment below, and remember to hit that like button. It helps appease the algorithmic gods of YouTube. All hail the algorithmic gods of YouTube. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done that. About 70-something% of you don't hit it, or are hitting it. So about 30-some-odd% of you have not yet hit it, or 20 to 30% of you have not hit it. What is wrong with you hitting it? It costs you nothing. It means everything to me. Anyway, what else? Yeah, leave comments below, all that good stuff. And until next time, I will see you guys again on Saturday for our Witchy Book Club series, Chapter 2, in the Outer Temple of Witchcraft. Wow, I gotta get this down pat again. I've gotten rusty. Until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.